Yo, what's up, guys? It's me, CP. Just want to let you all know that I'll be out of town for the next few weeks, so my next couple of videos are going to be coming from here out of this hotel room. So, with that being said, today we're going to be talking about Gotham Season 4, Episode 2, The Fear Reaper. So, if you haven't seen it, this is a forewarning. It's going to be a spoiler video. For those who have seen it or don't care about spoilers, we definitely got some things to talk about. Let's get into it.
But behind closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
This episode starts off as Bruce Wayne being locked up in the GCPD's precinct. What he simply tells Jim Gordon is that he was on the roof waiting for Selena Kyle, and the glass ended up caving in, and during that time, there was a robbery, taking place in progress. With that, Jim lets him go, and we proceed to Arkham, where you have the warden who is burning all the evidence and is approached by Scarecrow, who lets him know that he's overcome his fear, and now he starts using the prisoners there to build his army. Penguin confronts Jim Gordon at the GCPD with the press and calls out Jim that he has 24 hours to catch Scarecrow. Meanwhile, Tabitha and Selena end up meeting up with Barbara, who has a proposal that she wants to be able to sell guns to the criminals who are licensed to Penguin. Eventually, this word gets around to Penguin, and he comes and meets Barbara, letting her know that he will be monetizing, taxing, and controlling her business. And this is something that Barbara agrees with. While Bruce Wayne is back out trying to save the city, Jim Gordon gets a call from the GCPD stating that there's a riot at Arkham. As Jim Gordon has a call to arms to all of the officers, they are not willing to back him up, and he is then left alone. Even Harvey is stating that he's going to have to stay there because if he ends up going with him, he's going to lose the actual officers who were there. And when you lose their trust, eventually Penguin is going to pick another captain to replace him. It's going to be a captain that's going to answer straight to Penguin. So this leaves Jim Gordon to go to Arkham alone. While he's in Arkham, he's confronted by a Scarecrow who sprays him with the scare drug, and he begins to have this hallucination of what his worst fear is, which ends up being Lee killing herself because of Jim Gordon. This is something that Jim Gordon almost immediately overcomes, and then is back to facing Scarecrow. Bruce is following some criminals around and ends up being led into a trap, which ends up getting saved by Alfred. Ivy ends up meeting up with Tabitha and Selena, wanting to join their group under the common ground that men treat them like trash and they want to have more respect. Back at Arkham, Jim ends up figuring out that water is what is the cure for the scare drug, and after facing this whole army, ends up allowing the spraying system to go off, and Scarecrow escapes. After this, Lucius Fox ends up making the first iteration of the Batsuit for Bruce Wayne. Penguin then reconfronts Jim Gordon at the GCPD because he didn't capture Scarecrow within that 24-hour period. He offers the officers there triple their salary in order to work for him. Because of this craziness that Jim Gordon is experiencing, he's actually debating to visiting Falcone. Ivy then goes to this potion shop and is looking to drink different poisons there, and she begins to transform. And Bruce tries on this mask and suit, and we start to see the birth of this young Batman. Honestly, I thought this episode wasn't that good. I thought it was really terrible. Even from the very beginning, when Bruce Wayne is simply let out of jail by giving an excuse like, oh, even though he was caught there at the time, he just fell through the roof, and it just happened to be a robbery going in place. Then you got Barbara, who comes out of nowhere with apparently a ton of money to buy a bunch of guns, and then no explanation as to why she's even still alive. Then you have this whole concept with the GCPD where it's utter uncompliance between the police force and Jim Gordon when, there's a call about a riot, nobody wants to move. It seems like what the writers have done is downplay the GCPD in order to make Jim Gordon seem like a better hero. I don't know. To me, it seems like it would be a better idea instead of lowering the standards of all those characters for the GCPD just to make Jim Gordon seem better. It would be a better idea to just raise the standards for your actual hero, for Jim Gordon. It really downplays a lot of the reality. It seems like, a lot of these movies, even superhero movies, we tend to try to connect with the characters there. And it makes it feel like almost the things that happen on these shows are realistic. it seems like with this, it seemed like they were just too much that was just unrealistic. You know, even following, you know, when Jim Gordon is at this riot and, you know, he confronts his fears, or, you know, he overcomes his fears in the matter of like 2 minutes and then figures out that, oh, just water is a solution. I felt like that was poor writing on their part, or poor or lazy writing, either way you want to flip it. In any case, it really didn't make for a good episode. Some positives I will say about this is that I definitely like Scarecrow's character. I like the way he's embraced this character, you know, with being able to, you know, talk about how his fears and how he's able to overcome and his objectives. I really like, you know, how he's written into that character. I definitely like Lucius Fox and his relationship with Bruce Wayne. In this episode, you really see the development of the relationship between Lucius Fox and Batman. Overall, I would give this episode a 5 out of 10. Like I said, it really wasn't that good. I don't think it was written very well. I believe when I looked at some ratings, and it was one of the lowest rated episodes of this whole series. And, you know, which really says something. I really hope that this next episode is going to be a lot better than the last one. They certainly have the potential to do so, but we'll see. But I'm interested to know, what do you all think about this episode? Did y'all like it, not really like it? Or what would you all rate it? Comment down below and let's talk about it. If y'all like this video, definitely like and subscribe to help me navigate the direction of this channel. I definitely appreciate y'all for watching. This is Commentary with CP, and I'll check you all in the next one. Peace.